Hey everyone, it's Shane, the Gravity Consultant, and in today's video, I am going to answer some of the most popular questions right now on the internet surrounding inbound closing. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, now would be a good time to subscribe before I dig a little deep, and feel free to comment on this video and make sure and watch this video to the end. All right, so what is inbound closing? I never knew about this business a few months ago, probably about 6 months ago. You always know that there's salespeople out there selling products and services online, all that kind of stuff. I got it. But I never understood that there was an actual industry out there of people picking up the phone and selling products and services based on the idea that people are actually calling them. I never really put two and two together. So if you have a website, and maybe it's a fitness business where they're selling coaching programs to help you lose weight and all that kind of stuff, what they would do is book an appointment on their calendar, and then they would send that appointment to their sales department, their sales team, and they could be from anywhere in the world. Usually they're local, but let's just say for the example in this situation that the inbound closers are getting the sales call, and now their job is to figure out if this person that is contacting them is a good fit for their program, because sometimes they may not be a good fit. So that is what an example, just one example of an inbound closer, and there's tons of digital marketing programs out there that people are selling all over the world, and an inbound closer actually takes those calls and directs them to any of the products that are for sale. So, and usually it's a high ticket product. It's not something that's like $20, $30, $40. So that in a nutshell is what inbound closing is. And like I said, 6 months ago, I didn't really put two and two together regarding this. So is inbound closing real? Yes, it is. There are businesses out there that actually have teams of people that are actually closing people over the phone, and sometimes they call them consultants, sometimes they call them coaches, advisors, all kinds of stuff like that. So yes, it is real. What is an inbound closer requirement? To become an inbound closer, you need to be hired by a company that has products or services to sell. So the second that you reach out to a potential client, a potential prospect, potential customer, you are now an inbound closer. It doesn't matter if you've actually sold anything just yet. How long you stay as an inbound closer is a different story. But the second that someone sends you an appointment, you are now an inbound closer. An outbound closer would be someone that is just strictly cold calling, trying to set up appointments and trying to close the deal over the phone. Instead, what is happening is maybe a prospect has actually bought a smaller ticket program, like maybe they bought a video course or whatever it is, and then they click on the link to get some free coaching. Maybe they're interested in a higher ticket program that's like $1,000, $2,000, whatever it is. So that is how you actually become an enrollment specialist, an inbound closer. But the details in that get a little bit more blurred, because how do you actually get to that point where you're actually hired from a business? And I'll make other videos about this, but for now, there are video courses that you can take. I took the Sales Mentor program, the accelerator, the coaching, all that kind of stuff. And I also have subscribed to Sales Snipers program as well, which is really good, really great program. So that is what you need in order to become an inbound closer. Is you need some familiarity with how to create your own scripts, how to talk on the phone, how to speak, all that kind of stuff. And that helps to get you competent, because you need to be competent over the phone. The next stage is actually getting your first client, which is a bit of, as I mentioned in some of my other videos, there's a bit of a gap there, because now you have all the skills and the clients are over here. There is a huge chasm in between that you have to jump across, and that is in the form of video resumes, contacting clients to let them know that you're out there, giving them resumes, direct messaging them, all that kind of stuff. That is a whole video in itself. So that's kind of how you get into the whole business. And then how do you start? Obviously, you start receiving calls, and usually what happens is a client will actually send you what's in their calendar, and you just take over their calls for them, because obviously they don't have time to do this on their own. And then hopefully you've negotiated a decent commission. Usually you start at about 10, 15, 20% commission. So average salary, there is no salary. It's pretty much 100% commission. Usually, unless you can work out a base program, but usually how it works is you get trained for a couple weeks for free. You learn their system, you learn all their different products, all that kind of stuff, and you start tweaking your script to match their script. And usually they'll have some kind of a script for you. If they don't, that's where it becomes a little bit tougher. If they're brand new to the game, what you'll find is you'll spend time spinning your wheels, helping them tweak their program, tweak their script, all this kind of stuff, and you won't get paid anything for that. So you might want to shy away from some of the companies that are just brand new to the whole industry. So average salary. So obviously the average ticket would be, if you're selling a program that's say $2,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, and you make 10% off of, let's just say, a $2,000 program, well, that's $200 that you're making. If it's 5,000, you just run the math. What else is there? How do I become? I kind of answered that. Inbound closing with no experience. Very difficult to become an inbound closer with no experience. You could do it, but it's going to be short and sweet. You're probably going to let go, or you're probably going to get let go or fired or something within a few phone calls, because either you're missing your phone calls, you're late, or for some reason you get ghosted a couple of times, maybe you mess up on a few phone calls, whatever it is, and you're done like dinner. So that is if you have no experience. If you have experience, you would have gone through that process in an earlier life. You would have failed miserably, you would have tried things that worked and all this kind of stuff, and you would have built a little bit of a track record. If you have a bit of a track record, this will allow you to become an inbound closer quicker. Hope that makes sense. What else do I have here? Is inbound closer worth it? That is a good question. It's like saying, is it worthwhile to become a salesperson? Most people would say yes. You need, in every industry, in every department, you need a salesperson to represent the company. The question might be, is it worth it to you to learn all that there is to learn as an inbound closer? That would be more of a question that only you can answer. You can, if you have $5,000, $10,000 to spend on learning the whole gambit of inbound closing, and then you get a gig, then it might be worth it to you, because that is something that you can have for the rest of your life. That'll never go away. Inbound closing is not going to go away. It's just a matter of positioning yourself to a place where you can get 1 or 2 clients, and that's pretty much what you need. 1 client may not be enough, because what you're going to find is your calendar may not be full, and you're going to have gaps in your calendar during the week where there's downtime. That's where you might need to get on the phone, do some cold calling, generate your own revenue, or you might need a second client. What else do we have? Pretty much answered that. Is it a pyramid scheme? I don't think it's a pyramid scheme. I can understand why people would lean that way. Like, is it a multi-level organization? It's very similar, but when you think about a lot of corporations, the guy at the top makes the most money. They bring in salespeople to bring them income, and then when the salespeople quit, you keep that income, you keep those clients, all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a revolving door that way. But no, it's not an illegal pyramid or anything like that, because obviously in the States it's illegal. You're allowed to hire whoever you want to sell your products or services, and you're allowed to let them go if they're not maintaining a certain quota. So that's maybe where some people get mixed up, and they look at it from the perspective of, well, all you're doing is making money for your boss. Yeah, that's life. That's what happens in every industry. So it's kind of a weird question. So I hope that helps. Hope this makes a little bit more sense for you, especially if you're interested in becoming an inbound closer and all the ins and outs and that kind of stuff. And obviously, I'm going to be sharing more videos regarding that. I have a client right now, and they had to restructure their program a little bit. They had a couple of VAs that didn't work out. They let those people go and all that kind of stuff. So it's been kind of silent for a few weeks. I wouldn't say they ghosted me 100%, but it just seems like that they're revamping everything, kind of a newer business as well. So that's why I suggest leaning away from clients that are just starting selling their own products or services. You want someone with a track record that's maybe been around for at least a couple of years, and you want someone that has, at least 2 or 3 different products. Maybe someone that has a coaching program for $500, $1,000, and then someone that has a $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 program. Once it gets beyond $10,000, that could involve more than one phone call. It just depends how good you are and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. So that's it for this video for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.